Hi friends, SuNN here. Welcome to another Fabricate Friday video on my YouTube channel and blog. For today's project, I am featuring the designer series paper called Whimsy and Wonder. I know a lot of folks were saying too bad that this is back ordered. I am absolutely sure it will come back to order shortly. So I'm being optimistic, but you can substitute any Christmas paper or non-Christmas paper for this build, okay? This is what I'm calling a bag box. So it opens like that. And we've got some a flatness here, and then also just a few dots of Tombow glue. And those are our seal. They close and it will reopen. The thing is, when you dot the glue and let it dry, but not stick it to anything, it becomes repositionable. So that's how I'm closing this box. I've got a bow on the front. I'm using some sheer ribbon, and look what I did. I put a bow on the back. So this is Blushing Bride cardstock, and then this is just designer series paper. I'm going to share with you how to make this bag box is what I'm calling it. So this is a piece of Blushing Bride, and it is sized 7.5 by 6 1/4. On the long side, we're going to score at 2 and 5.5. I'm going to turn it to the short side, so the 6 1/4 inch side, and I'm going to score it at 2 and 4 1/4. So that's simple. All right, for this piece, as you can see, it barely fits in. We have 9 by 12. And on the long side, so the side, if your paper is directional, you're going to have to figure it out, but on the long side, I'm going to score on 1/2, 2 3/4, 6 1/4, and 8 1/2. Then you're going to turn it around to the short side, and on the top of, so if this is directional this way, and say that you want the top, you want to find the top. So this would be the bottom, this would be the top. So I'm going to score at 6 1/4 and 7 1/2. Oops. Okay, so I have some tear tape here, and I'm going to affix it to the outside, or your fancy side of your paper. So we're going to fold and burnish all of our score lines. Be gentle. This is pretty paper, not cardstock. I am making sure that my paper ends line up, because working with thinner paper, they can shift on you. So you just want to make sure that, like, this edge doesn't go like that, it goes like that. I think I'm going to be using my long scissors for this. So I can see here we've got two rectangles, and then these two little guys. And hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm cutting off these ones, so the tabs. And I'm going to cut off this one as well. And I forgot to fold these ones. Makes it easier to see perhaps if you folded them. So these are just what I would consider tabs, but we don't need them. So because they do have a couple of presents and stuff on here, I'm going to keep them. Okay, so I would say that this is the back of the box, so that's going to flop over and then that will be the front. So this piece here, I'm going to fold. But you can see that it's not exactly equal. So I am going to take my trimmer this time because I want to make it exact. But you can just use your scissors if you want. So I've just taken off like 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so I'm gonna take my favorite Seal Plus and I'm going to just adhere there we go, adhere that down. All right, you remember when we put the tear tape on this side? I need to remove it just on this weeny little edge. So I'm just going to fold it back just a touch. All right, so now I'm going to put my adhesive all the way along and I'm going to fold. So there it is. Nice and square, and that's how I get things a little squarer if I use my bone folder like that. All right, and so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to fold these, the sides in, okay? This will just help a little bit in the future. So basically I'm just taking these two edges together, lining them up there. So I have a little bit of a corner rounder on this trio punch. I can't remember what the trio punch is called, but I will put all the links in the description bar below so that you can investigate for yourself. It's the only corner rounder Stampin' Up has. So what I'm gonna do right now, because we still have to make this the bottom box, I'm going to take my Tombow glue and I'm going to just take some dots. Okay, so I have 5 dots. I've seen people use like a full-on line. I don't think that it will hold up very well because you'll be tearing stuff. So what you want to do is just keep this, and I'm going to put it off to the side and hopefully it'll dry. All right, now we have this little guy to create. So burnish all of your score lines, and by this time all of them. All right. So I think what we'll do is the pinwheel. I call it the pinwheel. So we're scoring, we are burnishing, and now we are wedging. So it's gonna go, one's gonna go like this, but then I'm going to just take this and turn it up on the score line, wedge, and wedge. So you can see the reason why I'm doing this is because it's going to create equal bulk on all sides. So hopefully you understand that. I don't want heavy bulk on one side or the other, or else I won't be able to get the bag in to the bottom of this box. And turn once more. Okie dokie. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to put adhesive on the score line and on the free edge. Turn it, score line, free edge. Score line, free edge, and sometimes if you're not getting that adhesive where you want it, you can add an extra strip. And I think I shall do that. Okay, so now we're going to put this together. Now normally when I do this, I tell you to bring the free edge up to the scored edge, and that's exactly what we're going to do, but I am going to ever so slightly put the free edge like a millimeter off of the scored edge. I want to be able to put our bag in there. So I'm giving it just a little, like a millimeter on all sides edges. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Instead of like right back up or whatever, I'm ever so slightly giving just a little bit more room. And because we wedged it, you can't see any of the paper from the inside. Hopefully that made sense. I'm just making it a touch bigger. And don't worry if things don't match up. We have ribbons that we're going to decorate with. All right, so here is my paper, and it hasn't dried. So I'm going to hit it with the tool gun. The heat tool. Okay, seriously, you guys, I filmed the rest of the video and my camera ran out of space. So I'm just going to do it again from where I lost contact. Okay, so what we wanted to do, you can see how my glue dots have dry, or my adhesive here has dried. Now to put this baby all together. So here is my tear and tape, and I'm just going to pull off that first side. So this is the hardest part. So I'm going to pinch this, slip it in, and I'm going to give this some room. So I just want to cover the actual piece of adhesive. So what I have done in the past, and I found that worked really well, was as I tucked this in, I kind of, and I know it's about a half or a quarter of an inch, and I just pinched the corner there. So now it's kind of just tacked in there. And now I will get my hand in, and there we go. We just press it down. And then I'll take off this tape here, release paper, and I can see that there's, there we go. All right, thinking that it's all going to work lovely. Okay, ta-da! Okay, well that piece feels a little weird. Okie dokie, so you can see that this part will flap down, and then this part will just fold over with my little glue parts. A little crease in there, but that's okay. Okay, so all we need to do now is to put on our tear tape, and I am going to put it over that unsightly seam. As you can see, I'm a little crooked in this one. This one I did perfectly, but okay, that doesn't matter. We're gonna fix it all and it's gonna look fabulous. So here is my tear tape. I'm gonna take my tear tape and I'm gonna put it on the unsightly seam. And the best way is to put your hand inside so that you're compressing the adhesive to your table instead of compressing your project. So then I'm just going to take your pick tool. I'm going to slip it right underneath the adhesive, the release paper, I mean. Take off that. Here is it is called Blushing Bride frayed grosgrain ribbon. Really cute. Yes, I can see how off I was. Whoopsie. You guys be better than me. Okay, so now I have my ribbon scissors. I'm just going to cut. Actually, I think what I should do is release a little bit of that and come around with this like that. And then there we go. So I'm going to cover that with a little bow. And it was just far easier for me to create a bow and then adhere it to my bag box. Ribbon scissors, cutting on an angle so that we don't have fraying, and here we go. Glue dots right there. Ta-da! Now, even though this is wonky, I've made 3 of them so far, and this one was the worst one. So it's just a little wonky, as you can see. So I should have been just a little bit more careful and bringing that paper down, but I think it looks fantastic. No one's going to notice the errors, I should say. Of course they're going to look at the bag. It's cute. It's a bag box. So it does give you a nice big package to put presents in. I mean, these are sizable gifties. All right, anyway, sorry for the mix up. And yeah, so you can see all the supplies I used today below in the video see more section or in the supply section of my blog. Those fast links will take you to my Canadian online store. I would love the chance to meet you and earn your business. So thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.